unscrupulous masters, they came up with a federal minimum wage. Okay, in all 50 states, it should be the same so that we don't become divided and balkanized. You understand? No protection, no rules, no laws where there absolutely should be in this bad religion, but all these other arbitrary, ever-changing laws out there that we're told you better follow it or else you're going to jail. We'll fine you. You got to pay bail. Look up BAAL. It's where the term bail, a bailment, this is where it comes from. So if you have enough money, of enough Satan's ambrosia to feed the beast, well, you can be a criminal. We've all heard of the too big to jail, the too big to fail, the criminal bankster class, the money printing class, okay, the grand poobah priest class, the hierarchy of this perverted pyramid of power, the uppermost echelons in the Congress and the Senate and the executive, often like Obama, going against the will of over 90% of the people. Then we call it a democracy. And they got us convinced through their training, their gaslighting and propaganda that we're divided. Oh, there's a difference between Democrats and Republicans. You got to vote for your team, and when they're in long enough, we'll fix it. We'll never see another Republican, or vice versa. And that'll make everything right when they're all on the same page. It's a big scam. It's like this World Wrestling Federation. It's all phony baloney. We all know it, but yet we all get we're in a lot of trouble. I mean, it's serious. I might make jokes about it, but man, we're in trouble. And it's good I make jokes about it. Hell, I go through the drive-through at the bank and I ask for cash back and they say, well, how do you want the bill? I say, it doesn't matter, whatever. You know, I say 100 is the new 50. And I used to say, hey, 50 is the new 20. You know, it's a play on words, right? Double entendre because, you know, the age thing, 50 is the new 20 and 100 is the new 50, right? But, you know, it has to do with inflation. And the cost of living inflation has everything to do with currency debasement. Okay? And the only time your money is supposed to go down in worth, according to capitalistic supply and demand principles, is when there's a disruption in the supply chain. Okay? That's the only time. And then we rally around it, and as a purportedly civilized society, we fix it. You understand? And then we make sure it doesn't happen again. We put in some fail-safes and default systems, and we overproduce whatever it was that caused our money to go down in worth temporarily, because that was a bad thing. You see the scam? It's about diluting your money. This is how they pay the debt. This is how they keep this running debt. Well, we'll just run this scam. So they don't care. They just take more. Hell, Congress and Senate vote themselves raises, take gobs of dough. They see the writing on the wall. Well, we're going to play along with this game and capitulate and defer to the Federal Reserve, the money printing class. They're above us in this hierarchy of this echelon of perverted power. So you understand? And they know which side their bread is buttered on, not the taxpayers, we the people that make that pay. Supposedly we're so important because we pay their taxes, we pay their salaries as the politicians. It's crazy, man. We're in trouble, deep trouble, and only God can help us. Only God can help us. That's it. And we've got to be tactful. Jesus, love your enemy. I mean, that sounds stupid on its face, prima facie. That's dumb. Love your enemy. That's dumb. That's a typo in the Bible. Even a lot of believers would say, oh, no, that's got to be wrong. It's as natural as a day is long to hate your enemy and wish they were dead. Get a voodoo doll. Stick pins in it. But no, he said to love them. This was understood by wise men a long time ago. King Solomon. He noticed, he observed empirically that, hey, when you love these people, you try to be kind and reach them, like a fly with honey and catching more flies with honey than vinegar sort of theory. Be nice to people. Try to win them over. They were evil. They could see that they were struggling with some demonic influences in their lives. They weren't right. And then he noticed that they hated it. It was like they didn't ask you to pour holy water on them with your love, but that's what you did. You understand? So the problem for believers is they project. See, the evildoers will just project, and all the minions and people on the fence, okay, that the agnostics and the atheists, that you're just a phony. You can't really love me. You're such a liar. So they project what they are onto you, and the whole thing is just a muddied, bloodied mass of nebulous, discombobulated crapola. And that's what we're up against. I mean, to sort crap out, man, is hard. I try to help people understand look, we're all struggling with all kinds of stuff that bug us every day of the week. You got the organic stuff, okay? You got to differentiate that from the inorganic stuff, the stuff that's artificial, that's invented, okay? The organic stuff is the good stuff we get. The worst thing about organic death is death, about organic suffering that we go through. Diseases, natural disasters, it's too hot, it's too cold. We've got insects that can kill us, right? There's an array, a plethora of different organic things that are really bad, that we don't like, that bug us, right? Admit it. I'm not trying to say you blame God. You got to understand this goes back to free will choice. We brought the curse on the earth ourselves. Thorns on roses. I hate them as a landscaper. Hate them. That's part of it. That's part of it. When we defied God in the Garden of Eden, and we ate from this metaphorical, allegorical tree of forbidden fruit, the knowledge of good and evil, the fall of man, the subsequent curse befell the earth. God was sorry he had created us. It says he had repented. So that's our origins. So yes, of course we're screwed up. We feel separation, this thing we call sin. We don't feel right about something. We feel vapid and void and empty and separated, and the dark cloud hanging over us. We feel 2 inches tall. We've all done it. It says in Scripture that we've all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Jesus was the only one that didn't, but he didn't have a biological dad. But he's very empathetic. He's very compassionate and understanding and merciful and forgiving toward us who struggle, very genuinely struggle. God knows. God's the only one that really understands us, and we got to take it to God. Jesus understood, so he's like a lawyer, okay, an attorney, an interceptor that stands in between us, and he makes our plea to God. You understand? So intercessor, I think, is the right term I'm looking for here. An intercessor, an intermediate, right? Like a mediator for us, because we're sinners. We're screwed up. We're damaged goods from the get, from birth. We've got that in our genes. This is where death comes from. It's like it's in our genes. We got the death gene. God didn't give that to us, but that's a gift from the evildoer who told us we need to forget innocence. You're not innocent anymore. I got you. I got you. You're naked. You're shameful, right? And who doesn't feel it? Which human being on the face of the earth is not aware when they're naked or not? Tell me one. None of us. You know it's true. I mean, even in these natives in different countries now, they're all waking up to it. I mean, but you can see there is a sense of purity that some people have, but still they're aware that they're naked. They are naked. They know that they can put coverings on. Even people that walk, tribes and stuff, that walk around naked, right? But anyhow, the point is it's very ingrained in us. It is like it's in our DNA. Death is there. Disease, all these bad things that we got to wonder, if there is this purportedly all-loving, all-powerful God, why does he allow these things to happen, all these bad organic things? Good question. An atheist has a good point to bring that up, to be skeptical. Inquiring minds want to know, and that's good, that's fine. And that's the only answer I can give you that makes any semblance of sense, okay, is the original sin. That God really was hurt so badly, he wished he didn't even create us, but he didn't give up on us. He didn't just kill us all, just recycle the pottery. He's got every right to do that as our owner, the only sovereign, the only rightful owner, the sole proprietor of earth and the universe and everything contained therein, including us. Nobody owns themselves. There's no self-made men. who gave us a brain. Every stitch of technology, all the infrastructure, everything we've ever done came because we have a brain that God gave us. God gave us the wherewithal. Everything is accomplished came from God. Everything. Because he gave us a brain. Let them try to make a computer like a brain. They talk about AI and all. Yeah, let's see the power of imagination, of thought. It ain't there. It can't be there. Everything the machine knows is what we programmed into it. And the way we were able to program these AI, the machines, is God gave us a brain. So it's so absurd to believe there's not a God in the first place. Okay, that's please, come on, give me a break, please. Please, I cannot believe it. That's the hardest part for me. With people that say they don't believe there's God, that you're stupid, and that's a crutch, and you're just delusional, you're unscientific, you're an idiot, basically, foolhardy, and I know your number, and you know what? You got no place in the academic world. You're dumb. And we don't need ethics taught in school. That's up to the parents. That's separation of church and state. I mean, where we are is just mind-blowing, okay? This is all stemming from organic suffering. But what really bugs the crap out of me is injustice, unfairness. And that is rife in the land. And it has been rife. If you go back thousands of years, it's the same old story, the same old song and dance. Evil men cannot resist taking advantage of righteous men. Okay? And the reason that they are able to prevail and can continue to run the show, rule the roost, okay, and run men's lives, the righteous men's lives, is because they don't have the same values. You understand? They don't care. They don't see the relevance in being a goody two-shoes, in valuing conscience and integrity and honor and reputation and all these things. All they say is just don't break the law, but if you're too big to jail, then it's okay when you're in that realm of the religion. You understand how bad this religion is, the establishmentarianism, status quoism? It stinks to high heaven. It's the beast system. The prince of this world is the prince of darkness. And for all intents and purposes, forget the little literal devil with the horns and all this is Satan. Hey, it's the spirit thereof. And all these people are involved in that are invested, that are rooting and cheering for the establishment to carry on in this trajectory of continuing to create poverty and misery and oppression and burden, watering down the money, the blood, sweat, and tear equity of the citizens of the land, and it just being selective and privileged and all this divisive crap they teach us that Democrats are going to fix it, the Republicans are going to fix it, when they're all colluding together. Like World Wrestling, they go out for dinner and coffee later. Go out for drinks. It's sick. We're in trouble. We need God. We need to unify and defy these evil men. Okay, that's the best advice I can give you, my friends. Just turn to God and say, how can I possibly love these people? Show me, Christ. Show me that you were willing to die. You think Jesus was jumping up and down? I want to go to the cross. I want to die for humanity to save these sinners. No, he didn't want to. He practically begged his Father, if there's any other way, I don't want to do this. You want nails through your hands and feet? You want a spear pierced in your side? You want a crown of thorns thumped down on your head? Huh? You want that? You want your beard pulled out? You want that? That's what he did for you. That's what he did for me. And we should take advantage of that. Don't take it for granted, but take advantage of it. Those that are ashamed of me in this sinful, adulterous generation, I will be ashamed of them in my kingdom. See, the kingdom is coming here, and the meek will inherit the earth. See, God's the master gangsta. At the end of the day, he will decide how it's going to be on earth. The good guy always wins. But the reason the evil men rule over the righteous is because the righteous aren't willing to use the same implements. They're not willing to do a lot of things. They have bounds. You understand? And the evildoers use that to their advantage. They know that the righteous value conscience, that they value their integrity and honor. And there's all these things, a whole laundry list of things the righteous won't do for money. I mean, the righteous will serve the evildoers. They'll serve evil men. I will. Why not? I don't know. I can't judge the heart of men. I'm not their owner. Maybe they're just delusional. Maybe they're just self-deceived. They don't know. They haven't really gotten a taste of how good God is. And why would anybody in their right mind turn away from a God that's that